We're live! Oh, yes! Hello, peoples. Welcome to the Gaming Roundup Week 7. So, hello, Nige.
Hello.
Hello, Keith.
Hello, Keith.
How are we doing? I would describe this week as the week that not fuck all really happens. Barely any kind of meaty stories for us to digest and to argue over this week. So, we'll have to...
stories forgot.
Yeah, the first week of fuck all in 2015, week 7. So we've got a few things. So just give you the rundown. We've got the Order 1886 devs deny the game's only 5.5 hours long. And then we've got some stats on Evolve, how well Evolve's doing. Some bits on Mortal Kombat DLC. The chance that Rock Band may be coming back. Yes, I heard you had plastic instruments at the ready. And then Xbox Live's Ultimate Game Sale, Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, Battlefield 4. Poor shit gets trolled on Destiny rather badly. Xbox One has an update, and analysts claim that the PS4 will outsell the Xbox One by... Oh, we have to wait for the story. So, shall we get on with it, motherfuckers?
Jamal!
It's going to be a positive but slightly angry episode. So, let's get on with it. Alright, so let's go on our first story, and this is probably the meatiest story that we've got of them all. And it's all about the Order 1886, yeah? Now, me and you, Nigel, have been talking about this, and we said that there's a guy on YouTube. I forgot about YouTube. We're sitting on YouTube at the moment, who claims to have completed the game in under 5 hours, or under, we'll say 5.5. Yeah.
5.5 hours.
So 5.5 hours. So
but what he's done is he's done a playthrough and recorded it all. In the playthrough, and the playlist is 5.5 hours long.
Yeah. So
that kind of proves
it for length. So
there's no cut bits. This is true. This is real. It's not fake.
Well, we don't know because I haven't played it. Yeah. And because I haven't played it, I can't say. Because the guy may have missed out some bits that we haven't seen. And if the player is anything like Nige, if he goes anywhere near a shop, he'll be in that shop for a good 20 to 30 minutes.
This is true.
This is true. Nige spends all his time in the shop.
If he's anything like you, he'll go off looking for every sort of bit that he can pick up.
Everything I can grab, pick up, or shoot.
Yeah, because usually you'll get stuff like little trophy things to go and hunt for, don't you? So,
okay. Well, let's just do some background on this first. Yeah, one, we've got a YouTuber here that says the gameplay is only 5.5 hours. Yeah, right. So, Keith said that wasn't including cutscenes, or was it Nigel? I can't remember. One of you two said that. Yeah. Now
Keith says it's probably not including the
cutscenes. So it's a bit like Metal Gear Solid Guns of the Patriots. If you remove the cutscenes, which are fucking long, that game is probably only 2.5 hours long in total. But Ready at Dawn's were originally a PSP developer, so the games they made didn't have too much length, yeah. But when it comes to games, certain types of games are a certain length, yeah. So you get your action game, yeah, and action games are the ones that tend to be the shortest length because action games, you can't really keep up that pace for too long without it losing the kind of feel and appeal, if that makes sense, yeah. It's like best example is probably Call of Duty Modern Warfare 1 and 2, yeah. You have that great chase where you're going across the ice with a gun on the second level. And you're escaping from the Russians, but then again you have another chase where you're going down a rapids on a boat chasing after a helicopter. Pretty much the same thing. Kind of replayed it, but imagine if you had to fill the whole game full of that. How many times would that get repeated? Yeah, and then there's bits where you're running down an alleyway and you're kind of like on a dog leash. Yeah, and you get these kind of things, and then you have your like RPG. So comparing this to an RPG would be unfair. Yeah.
It's
so
not an RPG. So.
An RPG's in the hundreds of hours. Hence, you get the kind of bits where the grind. That's the word I'm looking for. Grind on things like multiplicas and whatnot. So when it comes to gameplay, games, yeah, and if we turn around and say right, we just say action games. So we're talking about your Call of Duties, this, for example, we'll say, I'll throw Metal Gear in there for an example. Gears of War, yeah, Gears of War. Gears of War is probably the one that I would say is probably closest to this than any other game. So, Keith, you played Gears of War?
Yeah.
Right, how long was Gears of War, gameplay-wise, minus cut sequences and stuff?
I would have said 8 to 9 hours.
8 to 9 hours. So it's relatively short, especially if you compare it to something like Fallout 3, which is an RPG, which I think is probably about, if you actually went and genuinely completed the whole thing, probably looking at 100+ hours.
Is it a similar game to, say, Uncharted?
Yeah. Uncharted, yeah. I'm trying to think how long Uncharted was. About 6 to 7 hours, I'd say Uncharted was.
It's probably more than that. It's in the teens, at least.
Minus cut sequences.
Yeah.
This is actual game playing through, though. You've got to take into account, the amount of times you might die or screw up or something like that. This 5.5 hours, I think it's a slight red herring in the fact that, okay, it's taken him 5.5 hours to play through. He happens to be really good, so he might not have ever died, and it's not including cutscenes and everything else. So there's actual 5.5 hours of physical gameplay if you're very good, got it on easy, and got all the way through the game.
Yeah.
I don't tend to trust these things until you play it for yourself.
Yeah. I haven't seen any of this because I want to play the game and I don't want to spoil it. Because if I see somebody playing a playthrough and the whole thing gets spoiled, then it's going to detract from the whole thing. And me and Alex are going to sit down and try and do a playthrough on the thing. I don't personally. I think it's probably closer to 8 hours in total for gameplay. The reason I say that is if I was a developer or a producer and stuff, I would sit there and say, action games, you've got to get me 8 hours worth of gameplay out of the damn thing. But saying that, even if it is that, given the value against a movie, you still get more value for money against it than you would against a movie.
What, watching one, you mean?
Yeah, so you go to the cinema, yeah, how much is it for a ticket?
16 quid?
16 quid? 16? No, it's 16 quid for a 3D one. I think it's about 11. We'll say £11 for 2 hours.
Don't cost me anything. I've got an Ultimate card. Okay, it costs me £16 a month, but now I can see as many as I want.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So you could see 12. Well, let's say £12 for a movie. That's 2.5 hours long.
Yeah, so 2.5 hours long. So you do the maths, so you work it out. There's, you still get quite a bit for your thingy. And the question is, does it have multiplayer on it?
Yeah, you could watch. No, the order is single player only.
Single player? No, there's no multiplayer on it whatsoever.
No.
No co-op?
No.
Damn, it looked like very co-op-y when they first showed it. Yeah. So
apparently it's single player only. But if you go to see 3 movies at £12 each, you're looking at £36. How much is this game? Is it 50?
Probably 40, I would say.
So that's 4 films. So 4 films at 2 hours. That's 8 hours worth of films. And this game is apparently around 8 to 10. So you could probably drag it out.
You really could. It's very odd when we talk about it, because like kind of that sounds weird. If we compare that to a book, yeah, book's like 6 quid. Yeah, and it's probably, depending if you go back and reread it, there's probably about 11 hours in a big, fat, decent book, unless it's Dan Brown, of course. Yeah,
possibly longer. Depends how long it takes you to read. Yeah,
good books tends to be about 15 hours, and for me it'll take me a bit longer to read it.
Yeah, depends how immersive you get into a book.
Yeah. It is. I do find this is a very kind of strange thing that when you talk about gameplay and hours, it's because what it is that across the years you've been sold games and they've always had like a certain length, yeah. So if it's like I've been playing a lot of indie games recently, yeah, and they're quite short, but really some of them are fantastic and some of them just die trite. But it kind of comes to it can be 5 hours, just don't charge me 40 quid. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't.
I'm not sure. I mean, we keep saying we're comparing this to saying, oh, it's only 5 hours long. Have you ever completed a game in under 5 hours that isn't on stupidly easy?
I don't ever play on easy.
I mean, if you play Halo on real easy, it probably only lasts about 5.5 hours and skip all the cutscenes.
I've played Halo in under 5. I've completed the first Halo on the PC in under just over 6 hours. That's a lie.
You don't hear anybody bitching about that. I mean, Destiny, for God's sakes, that's the only game I've ever bitched about on shortness because it was meant to be this, uber playable game that we were meant to be playing for months on end. We completed it within a week. I can see an argument against, but I'm slightly on the fence on this order thing at the moment because I'm not entirely sure I'd buy it. It's only 5.5 hours long.
Okay, on the flip side, I don't think it's been getting very good reviews.
Okay.
Looking at Metacritic, if that's your thing, it's got a 56.
Oh, that's
56.
bad.
56. Well, that's fucking terrible. I was expecting
really bad.
Let me just double check that, and I will.
Is that the journalists or the users?
Let me just confirm. I'm just going to it.
It's a bit weird.
Metacritic from 61 critics is 65. Sorry, I got it the wrong way round.
Okay.
And user score is 5.9.
5.9. Okay.
It's not really recommended.
Okay.
So critics and people alike, that's a fairly similar score, isn't it? Because the critic scores out of 100, and the user scores out of 10. So 5.9, that's 59, 65. About midway.
It kind of sucks because this is really at Dawn's first foray into the console business, yeah. And I feel a bit kind of, it looked fantastic. They nailed some decent looks down on the game. Yeah. So that's one thing, and it showed off, pretty fucking sweet. But yeah, okay, fair enough. It's one of these things we have to see it for ourselves. We have to hold it for ourselves. So we have to have a go for ourselves. On the bright side, Alex is going to pay for it, so we don't have to worry about it.
Brilliant.
So we'll just borrow off of Alex, yeah.
Yes.
If it's only 5 hours, you just need it for a weekend.
That's it. I'll just buy it one Sunday. Done.
Excellent.
Anyway, we should move on.
Yes, let's move on. This is 90s one, so I'll let you talk about Evolve's infographic that you sent me.
Yeah, I found an infographic.
And it's not loading up.
You have to put in your bloody year of birth and stuff.
Okay, you tell us about the infographic while I put in my sensitive details, which I'm just going to lie about.
Yeah. Okay.
Grief for everyone who wants to know.
So apparently, the first week of Evolve, they've been collating a load of data on it, and they've put it in a handy little infographic, so they can tell you the game stats over everybody who's played. And so apparently they've had about just shy of 6 million games played. You've got a round length of, on average, 9 minutes, which is alright actually. And then they tell you the shortest and the longest game. The longest game seems to be 43 minutes.
Wow.
It is quite long. And the shortest was 60 seconds. I think they just killed the monster before.
The fucker probably just poked his head out from behind a rock and said, oh, bang. That's it.
Dead. Yeah. And then it tells you each stage. You've got stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3, and how often in that stage if the monster wins or not. So
you are fucked at stage 3 if you're the hunters.
Yeah, if you're hunters and they get to stage 3, basically the monster has a 76% chance of winning. Well, on average, 76% of people will win if they're the monster at stage 3, and you've got a 50% chance as a monster if you're stage 2. So, yeah, have you managed to get in and sharing?
Yeah, I'm sharing it as we speak.
Ah, cool. I didn't.
So it's like kind of.
Yeah, so you can see here. Yes. Most popular hunters among level 20 plus level 20 players. Most popular monster
What is that?
Yeah.
It doesn't say what the monster is. It
No,
just
it
says
doesn't.
Mr. Shear.
It just says Mr. Is that the one that they got free if they pre-ordered it? It
No,
probably
I don't
is.
think that's I don't think that's that one.
No.
See, if I get this game, because I intend to get this game.
The most interesting thing about these stats is it's balanced, very balanced. Look, 48.1% of hunters have won the games, and 51.9% of monsters have won the game. So that's a balanced game. So if you were to play this game, it's actually fairly balanced, which is what you want on a new release, isn't it?
Yeah.
You don't want them sitting there fucking patching it every week just to try and balance out the classes and balance out people, because they just go to the overpowered class. This actually says to me it's a balanced game, and you might be getting your money's worth in this game.
Mm. Yeah, see. I'm not gonna. The way it's set up at the moment, when it hits about £20, that's probably when I'd consider buying a bloody thing. But at the moment, I don't think it's worth it because of all these little bits and these add-ons and this extra value nonsense. Yeah. It's just at that level where I think, nah.
It's the microtransactions, isn't it? That's really
not for a full price game. If you bring it out half price, put the fucking microtransactions in there, then we'll bitch and turn around and say you should have had the whole price game and not the microtransactions. But I'd more likely buy it.
After seeing the infographic, I'm really pleased that it's a fairly balanced game and that there's a lot of people playing it. But I'm still a bit narked at that microtransaction shit that they're pulling on this game. Because it's released at exactly the same time as the fucking game was brought out, and that is a big fuck off in my book.
Don't get me going.
No, Keith, zip it.
No, if you want to go off on one. This
We haven't got the
This is a
time.
quiet news week. If you're going to rant and rave,
well, it's just, you know what I feel about this. I use Forza as an example all the time.
The worst thing with Forza is a showcase game for the Xbox One. That's the problem. It's not on a showcase game. Valve is from a separate company, makes sense, but you want to make people play your games and have that kind of awesome experience and say, this is the only awesome experience you can get with Xbox One. You don't want to have a shitty experience and go, this is the experience you have with Xbox One. You know, that's the bit that doesn't get me. That's really, really dumb. From my perspective, it's like I'd have dropped all transaction shit and said, no, we're not putting it in there because we want everyone to say, this is the best racing game, full stop. But no, they go, this is the game with fucking microtransactions in.
Yeah.
So
you look at compare it to Gran Turismo.
Yeah.
On the PlayStation when that came out, I bought it on the PS3, and I didn't have to buy a single bloody car with my own money once I had bought the game, and I played that for quite a few hours. I mean, like a lot of hours.
It did come out with extra cars, but they did give you 200 cars and decent cars in that 200.
Yeah, before you could buy like the special Lambo that just fucking got brought out and whatnot. But you didn't need to have those cars in order to compete. You didn't need it, and that's why I liked Gran Turismo. However, yeah, what you're saying, I heard about Forza. Was it Forza 3 on the 360? Was a fucking amazing game. Better than Gran Turismo, to be honest. But I don't think it had the microtransactions in it.
No, I think it's a relatively new thing.
Yeah.
I think it's
and
an
that's
Xbox
why Forza was better.
If I was Microsoft, that transaction shit gets dropped in the bin because you want to make sure that you have that #1 racing game. Because you can pull that effort into it, and when Gran Turismo comes out and it hasn't got that shite in it, or Gran Turismo comes out, it's fucking free to play, and then you can buy the cars that you need. Yeah, you're gonna look pretty fucking stupid.
True.
Oh, we haven't wailed on bloody Microsoft in ages. It's been Nintendo for months, hasn't it?
It has. This wasn't even a Nintendo or Microsoft story.
No. Anyway, let's move on to our next story because we've got lots of lovely stories. So, our next story should be a nice quick one for us guys. It goes as follows: Mortal Kombat X. You know, the one that we saw a while back. Yeah.
Free.
they've got additional content. Now, their additional content kind of makes a bit more sense, because this is stuff that's outside the game, yeah? If that makes sense. Because
so it's not within the current universe of Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, it's like something they've just thrown in, yeah? It kind of makes sense. It's like kind of, you buy the game, you get the entire roster of characters, yeah? And then they sit there and say, you can have Spawn from Todd McFarlane's comics, you can have the Predator in there, and you can have Dillon, who died in Predator. Hang on a second, let's just find a picture of Dillon. I can't remember the actor. He's the one who played Apollo Creed, I think.
I was just trying to think of Dillon. Oh yes, the
Dillon,
where he's arm wrestling
Arnie
Schwarzenegger.
My brother loves that. He absolutely loves that. He reenacts at every opportunity he gets. But these games kind of exist outside the world, and they're getting thrown in, and that as additional content, yeah, that's fine, because that stuff wouldn't be in the game. It's quite clear that that's not in the game. Yeah, does that make sense when it comes to the additional content bits?
That is extra. Yeah. That's outside of the normal universe of the game, and they're chucking it in extra. Although they are making it alongside the game. Depends how cheap it is.
No, I haven't got a problem with this. Is the DLC I don't have a problem with, because if I played the game, they're not going to make a fucking difference to the game. It's not going to make a difference to the story. It's not going to make a difference to it's just a nice add-on to have and a nice add-on to play with, and that's the kind of DLC I'm happy with. Because as far as we know, the game was finished. It's in testing. The programmers are sorting out all the bugs and bits. Yeah, the art department haven't got anything to do, and they go, "We'd like to put the Predator in. Can you draw the Predator? Yeah, we can draw the Predator. Well, let's see if we can get any more stuff. What else? Todd McFarlane's the Spawn, but yeah, it is. That's decent DLC in my book. Yeah. That's decent. That's something that adds rather than detracts.
Yeah, they haven't removed the base of the game in order to sell it to you later. The game was whole, and it's an addition.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's an example of good DLC, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. So shall we move on to the next one, which is a blast from the past. Do you remember, Nige? Do you remember spending evenings over at Gavin's house, getting trolleyed and singing to, what was it? Gorillaz, Feel Good. You weren't even drunk.
No,
you weren't even drunk. But we played that and we loved that, and we're whacking away on the drums and guitars and stuff and waiting on those plastic instruments, and then the idiots fucking just tried to sell you plastic instruments every 6 months, and then they wonder why the whole genre just died. Yeah. So it's
personally, I never bought a Rock Band or a Guitar Hero. I never bought those two. But when I went to a mate's house and they had it, it was great fun to have a knockabout on. And everyone can get involved, because they can just take the piss out of you with your fucking drumming skills and your singing skills and shit, especially with Rock Band.
So it was the singing. No one was really keen to do the singing.
No. So that's what. Do you remember we did one on Rock Band, and nobody wanted to do the singing, so I took up the mic.
No.
And I couldn't be asked to say the actual words, and I ended up mumbling it and get a perfect score.
Yes, I remember that. Because I did the same thing where I was singing about people at work.
Yeah.
And I was just making up shit about people at work, and it just in time with the music, and I scored. Because it doesn't recognise the words.
It's not that clever.
The timing of your singing and the pitch and the key and whatnot. So yeah, that was amusing. God, I've got.
Well, I hope they do it right, because I know they used to. Actually, they started doing add-on packs, didn't they? They sold add-on packs with new music that you could do.
Yes.
So they'd sell an album to you, and you could do that person's album.
Yeah, my son's desperate for me to get the Aerosmith one, which I think is on Guitar Hero 3, which I don't have. I've only got the World Tour now, but it was fun at the time. I really enjoyed it at the time. I remember stumbling home drunk, pulling up the guitar, putting on a fake bandana, and I'm in the front room playing away the guitar, and I've woken the missus up because of just like pretending to be a rock star. And games are about fantasies of sorts, and being a rock star is a fantasy of mine. It's like, I'm just sitting there and wailing away. So it's, it's fun, and it's nice to know that this thing's going to come back. But the question is how do they manage it when it comes back? Because if they do the same shit they did last time, they will permanently kill this thing off. There's a chance that they can keep this thing going for a good while if they don't try and milk that fucking cash cow too hard.
What I hope they do is use everything that they had in the past, put it into this game, as in the songs and the whatever else they were selling as DLC before, and they put it into this game as it is. Leave it 6 months, because that'll be a huge lot of content. Leave it 6 months or so, and then say, we've got additional songs by these artists for you if you want, because that'll take a long time for people to do it. They're not going to binge play that. Your fucking hands are, unless you're a guitarist, you might be used to it. But I think they need to pack out the game, really pack out the game, give you so much content there to play and do with your mates.
I'll be honest with you, it's kind of the evolution of karaoke, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the evolution of karaoke, because it's like, I don't want to sing, I want to pretend I'm playing a plastic guitar.
I was never good at these things.
My mate was really good at Guitar Hero. He probably doesn't listen to this, but I went to his house, and while I was there, he was playing Guitar Hero, and he decided for this song on Expert, he would get the guitar, hold it behind his head, and complete it without even looking at the keys while playing behind his head.
Oh dear.
And I was sat there going, you can fuck right on. I'm having trouble with 2 fucking bits.
Oh
But
dear.
he plays the guitar.
No.
But yeah, it's for all sorts of levels.
Quick one, Keith. Did you ever wail on plastic instruments when you?
I played Rock Band before it came out. I said that last week. I played it at Dice about nearly. It was a long time before it came out here.
But Rock Band's harmonics, not Dice.
No, but Dice had it because they're all part of EA. So Dice had it in their playroom. So we were playing Rock Band donkey's ages before it came out. I used to like Rock Band, but preferred it to Guitar Hero because you could muck about with the singing. You could sound really bad, but just match the line.
Yeah,
it was quite fun. I used to do Band on the Run, Paul McCartney and Wings. That was one of my favourites.
Fucking hate Paul McCartney.
I used to like the Lenny Kravitz one.
Yes.
I can't remember.
American Woman, I think we did.
Maybe.
American Woman.
Version of American Woman we did. That was a good one. Just reminisce. Just reminisce of those good times. Okay, right, let's move on to our next story. Next story, something nice. Oh, you lucky Xbox owners. There's a game sale on. And it's on now, and there's some pretty fucking wicked discounts and bits on there. I'll run down the discounts in a second. I'm just going to close this, just switch the screen over for it because I've got the notes down there. So yeah, we got some nice discounty bits for you here. So let's have a look. So if you got the Xbox One, if you want the complete Killer Instinct collection, you're looking at about 40 to 33% off of the main price. Walking Dead Series 1 and 2, which Nigel can recommend for the Xbox One, 60 to 50% off. Halo the Master Chef Edition, where you sit there and you have to mix up bits rather than play the game because the game's still fucking broken according to people when it comes to the multiplayer. You get 40 to 33% off depending on where in the world you are. Same again with the Shadow of Mordor Season Pass, where you get 40 to 33% off too. And then you've got all the 360 stuff, so Fable's on there with almost 50% off. WWE 20K15 is on there with 40% off. Naruto, which I'm not a big fan of, with 50% off. Got F1 on there with 56% off. Fantastic.
Which edition?
Pardon?
Which one? 2014?
2014, yeah. Dragon's Dogma, Dark Arisen, Sonic All-Stars Racing Transformers, kind of TMT2, the Secret News, Tropico 5, 50% off, which is probably a surprisingly good game. And if it's super cheap, pick it up. I'd pick that one up. I might pick that one up. I don't know. I've still got a crap ton of games to play from, as I told you last week. But this stuff is cool. This is nice news. I like this as news. This is stuff that I can get behind when all of a sudden just a big sale pops up like on Steam. Steam it's still the king of sales, I think, when it comes to.
I don't think it's on for very much longer though.
I think it's probably this weekend.
Sunday, February.
Sunday midnight. Get there quickly. Do it now.
Do it quick.
Quickly log off. Go buy the stuff.
But if you happen to be listening to this on the podcast, sorry, it's over.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it's finished. It's finished. It's gone.
Oh.
You missed it. Oh, it's an opportunity you missed.
Yeah.
Let's move on to our next nice bit of news.
Yes.
Okay, next nice bit of news. Oh, do you know what I like? Do you know what I really like? Free shit. Everybody loves a bit of free shit. And guess what? For Steam users or PC owners, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare multiplayer mode is free for this entire weekend. If you listen to the podcast, you missed it. This is a good weekend for buying stuff and getting free shit. It's probably because it's
well done on being the most up-to-date news there, Gareth. You know, so up-to-date that it's already out of date before we even broadcast it. You know, on the podcast.
No, it's relevant at this point in time for our YouTube.
Yes, but not when we actually put this out.
Not for the podcast, but for the YouTube. Yes.
It's
not our fault that they're doing these deals only for a weekend, is it?
No, but
they should extend it for a week.
For the people watching us live and the people who catch us on YouTube, you know, this is relevant. So it's like it's cool. So this encourages you to come to our YouTube channel to get the most up-to-date news. And the article, I noted something down in the article. It was just they described it as like any good drug dealer. Just give you a little fix. Do you like it? Unfortunately, Advanced Warfare isn't that good in comparison to things like, you know, Modern Warfare previous. Yeah. It's okay. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff missing in there. It's not great. As I said, this is probably my last thingy. But fuck it, it's a free game. We got Titanfall for free for a weekend, didn't we, Nige?
Yes, we did.
And we played that for 48 hours, and that was fucking fantastic.
We got to
not paying anything.
The game was right.
Yeah, we decided the game wasn't all right, but
so we didn't buy it.
Yeah, I'm quite grateful that they gave it to us for free, so I could decide that I didn't want to buy it because I would have wasted money on it.
Yeah, so if you're watching this on YouTube and you're thinking about buying COD Advanced Warfare, just download it for free. Have a go on the multiplayer section because that's all anyone plays, and if you like it, you have a very good idea of if you want to buy it or not.
Yeah,
you can rinse it.
And if you get the full game, you do get what I refer to as not the single player, but the Kevin Spacey simulator.
Yes.
So you get to see what it's like to work for Kevin Spacey. So you know that's pretty good. I wonder what it'd be like working for Kevin Spacey by Advanced Warfare. But it's true. Okay, so we talked about Advanced Warfare. What rival to Advanced Warfare have we got? Oh yes, we've got Battlefield. And Battlefield are working on creating multiplayer maps with community feedback and bits. But EA doesn't want to give people modding tools, yeah? I think if Battlefield had some modding tools on it, it would be fantastic. We could see. I've seen people get hundreds, and I mean hundreds of landmines and set them off in a row like dominoes and launch a tank into space, yeah?
Oh, that was amazing.
Yeah, if they do that, with just the stuff that they've got, what the hell are they going to do when you give them some modding tools? They're going to create, and I mean really create, some fucking awesome stuff. And I would have like, trying not to hit the mic. I would have some kind of like a bit where it kind of sits outside Battlefield and allows them to create and test these kind of custom bits.
Yeah, it's to get together. Sorry, Gareth.
Sorry, I was just saying. I think the community would create some absolutely fantastic things.
Although, yeah, I think they would. And this thing here is for EA to work. Their wording is to work together to build a Battlefield 4 map together with you. Yeah. So I guess what they're going to do is they're just going to see if they can make it work to start with. And if it works and the map is amazing, which I would expect it to be, it'd probably be the best. It'd be a Carlsberg match, wouldn't it? If Carlsberg made Battlefield 4 maps, it would be the best map in the world.
Don't be so sure. It probably won't be.
Well, no. Obviously, DICE would have the overall decision on what would happen in the map, but the ideas from the community, if taken, could produce a really good map. And it may set a precedent where they could release new community-led maps.
Just mod the
Maybe
fucking
for-
thing. I've done with it, Nige.
Yeah, that would.
Gary's.
they should,
we haven't
but-
even got. So we haven't even got round to touching on Gary's mod properly. The two of us, yeah, and you, Keith, because you have access to it too. But mods that I saw listed in it before I even got hold of the thing, it's like that's amazing.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
all free. Once you've
All
got
free.
Gary's mod, it's all free.
How much value is that? Would that add to your game that you're adding all this content in there and you're spending fuck all?
Just use Portal 2 as an example. You buy the game, and once you've completed the game, which is quite long actually, you can go through the co-op mode, which is long again, but you play with somebody else. Then, once you're bored with that, you go to the modding community and download a fucking shit ton of new levels for you to try and complete, either on your own or with a mate. And it just prolongs the life of your game by however long people are still interested in trying to figure out the new levels. I think it'd be great.
Do you think that's something that misses out on consoles, the modding community?
No, but you do get mods on certain things. I'm trying to remember a game that I saw recently where it had custom maps and stuff on it.
Minecraft?
No, not
Can you-
Minecraft.
can you-
No,
I know
it's
you
more
can
like,
get moddy. You can get modding on the PC for Minecraft.
yeah, but no, this was like custom levels. Far Cry 4. Far Cry 4 had it because Far Cry 2 had it. And I remember playing Far Cry 2 on it, and I'm sure I saw it in Far Cry 4 where people had made custom maps for Far Cry 4. I'm sure people. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I'm sure I saw that on there. But modding is cool. The indie, as I said, I've recently been looking at the indie stuff, and there's some really good indie stuff. I played like a zombie survival game the other day. I didn't record any of it, like a prized fucking idiot, because I just got carried away with the whole thing. But the whole modding thing, the whole indie community, the bedroom programmers, whatever you want to say, is cool. And if they can, like, what's it? Keith's got Little Big Planet 3, 4, 3? Yeah? And that's pretty much based on...
Yeah, it is.
It's DLC for free, and it makes your game look fantastic. So it would be... I would sit there, and if I was in charge of Battlefield 4, I'd say, right, we'll do what they do with Far Cry, we'll put it to one end, we'll put the mod tools out there, we'll put it on the consoles, we'll put it on the PC, and then all those really good ones, yeah, because you have to create them, and we'll coach you and say, look, we're going to take this and make this a proper official map. We'll just go through there and bug fix a load of stuff on it, which tools that you don't have, but we'll do it and kind of refine it. Oh, fantastic! God, imagine playing Battlefield 4 with some like massive kind of clever maps and stuff that other people built. Because people, it's mind blowing. I'm losing more words.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Yeah,
We'll see where it goes.
Okay, shall we move on to a bit of a sad story here?
Yes.
I'm going to see if I can insert some sad music here. Okay. All right. So, do you know how we were taking the piss out of the whole Xbox turn off during multiplayer games, and it turned people's consoles off, and the advert that would turn consoles off or switch them on?
Somebody called their own character Xbox off.
Yeah.
And went round trolling people, standing in front of people so they couldn't move. And they were going, Xbox off, get out of the way! And it was turning off their Xbox.
Sorry.
And then you had the not Jesse Pinkman.
It
Aaron
was a
Paul,
clever thing.
Fucking Jesse Pinkman then. The Aaron Paul thing where the advert turned on your Xbox.
Yes.
That's genius. Sorry, it's bad, but that's genius.
Yeah. This time, what has happened, Gareth?
Oh, well, PlayStation, not to be outdone by Xbox, has got their own version of this, yeah? And we've got this poor 11-year-old boy who was live streaming. He was convinced by another player that there was a glitch to get your character to instantly boost to level 30, and it was an exploit. So he handed over the remote play and then AFK'd for a bit. Now, boys, hang on a second. Boys, what do you think happened? There is a video. Hang on a second. There is a video, and I'd love to play it and then pause it and go, so what happened next? But it doesn't work on a podcast, I'm afraid. So, what do you think?
Let me guess. His account got deleted.
Almost.
Almost, yeah.
Very close. It was. He deleted his 2 highest level characters while this kid was AFK. Went into the 3rd one, which is his lowest one, and then deleted his legendary rifle, his only legendary item that he had. Whilst he was in the middle of deleting that rifle, the kid came back and saw him doing it and hit the reset button, so he couldn't do any more damage. What he didn't know is the damage was already done.
So let this be a lesson to your kiddie winks. When anyone says they want to grab hold of your controller for a bit while you're away from your PlayStation, say no. Just say no.
I would have thought that was bloody obvious.
He's an 11-year-old kid. Yeah?
He doesn't know any better.
He doesn't know any better. There's no. If it was a 30-year-old, we could sit there and just point and take the piss out of him. But he's an 11-year-old kid. You know, trusts and stuff is still easier to earn with an 11-year-old child than it is with a 30-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're such cynical bastards by the time you get to 50.
Yes. Cynical, critical, analytical, and all that crap. But, you know, this poor thing. Apparently, in the video, the kid logs back in with a troll, and he says, I didn't really care for that rifle anyway. And then he finds out he's deleted his characters and just bursts into tears.
Yeah.
Which is tragic. So I'm hoping that someone from Bungie can get his characters off a backup tape somewhere.
I don't think they will. They will.
I'm hoping it will make enough headlines for them to go, we can recover your character, but
I think the initial reaction
Do
from
we know what the
Bungie
troll's
was...
username was so that we can, give diss him?
I don't know.
We're not giving some fucking 11-year-old shit.
No, I'm not talking about the 11-year-old. I'm talking about the twat that did it. The scrotum that did it.
The scrotum. He may be part of the scrotum squad for all we know. Maybe the king's scrotum.
Yeah.
That one, we may need to itch him out of existence.
Right. Okay. Bungie, in this article, actually, it tells you, it says, unfortunately for him, there's no way for Bungie to undo the damage. They note in the support page that they cannot recover gear or characters, although it may change in the future. So, no, the kid's buggered.
Oh dear, sorry.
I feel sorry for him, but hey, these things you do learn.
Yeah.
You do learn you can't trust people you don't know on the internet after a certain age and after it's been done to you. So...
Dude, he needs to watch a couple of episodes to catch a predator. It really does. Don't trust these people on the internet.
Hey, I know I keep telling you about the fucking game, but Dark Age of Camelot had this.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Just before you,
it's an
just a quick one. Please state that you are involved with the Kickstarter just for moral reasons.
For more reasons, I'm involved in the Kickstarter for the new game. Anyway,
that'll do. Right.
What they used to do back in 2003 or so, this gang of kids basically would earn the trust of people in their guild to the point where they could they give ranks and stuff so they can take stuff out of the guild vault, still take money and stuff like that. And at some point, some people were even given access to their accounts, and these kids would then log on, take screenshots of what they were doing because video recording wasn't actually used back then, and then they'd screenshot in everything and stick it up on their website. And basically, what they're doing, they go in, steal all the items, steal all the gold, transfer it to their own characters, and delete the entire account. This has been going on for years.
Yeah.
So you learn, you will learn.
You get multiple different types of trolls, be it Twitter trolls, YouTube trolls, Facebook trolls, Candy Crush Saga trolls, Dark Ages of Camelot trolls, and now Destiny trolls. Yes.
Yeah.
Has he finished?
He's finished. You can get back up.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, I was just going to sleep there for a minute.
Yeah, I get the same reaction when I'm talking to you, Keith.
Is this something to do with comic books, Nige, when it comes to that? Okay, fair enough. Understood. All right, so let's.
Do we have?
Shall we hear some more Nice news?
Yeah.
More nice news. This is nice. Xbox, double nice news. I'm liking nice news. I've just got to hide my notes. Hang on a second.
Double nice news for Xbox
Double nice
One.
news for Xbox One users. It's something that's been a long time coming, but they've added some more features and stuff to the Xbox One, to the March update. They seem to be doing updates left, right, and centre, so it kind of makes me feel the console's feels a little half done when it comes to software. But having these kind of features added on kind of gives you a good sense of worth if you hadn't owned a console. You know, it's like we're putting this feature on, and next month we'll put this feature on, and you've got something to look forward to each month. Because, to be honest, their Xbox Live games for gold isn't as good as PlayStation Plus is, especially on the Xbox One, because they haven't kind of enticed enough indie developers, with the exception of the makers of Transistor. Horrible game. So let's just go through some of these features. So let's pull my notes up. So we've got some lovely features in here. One of them is one that you pulled up on, Nigel. So if you want to tell us about this one here. Okay.
So the main feature that has been brought in is the ability to take a screenshot.
A screenshot, you say? I'm taking the piss because
a fucking screen. Do you know? This should have been on the console's feature list from the start, but it wasn't.
We can get videos, but we can't get screenshots. What the fuck?
You can do videos. You can stream direct to Twitch, but you can't take a screenshot of what you're currently looking at. Although what they have done with this is now they're allowing you, if you take a screenshot, you can set that as your background.
That's cool. I like that because that's one thing that PlayStation's not got.
Yeah.
But you know that they're going to get a collection of nudie women and stuff from the internet because that's what boys are like.
Yeah, that's what boys are like. But hey, they can do whatever they want with their own consoles, can't they? But do you know it's only taken a year?
Oh, just knock it off. A year and a bit.
But hey, this is good news.
Okay.
This is good news. So yeah, now you can smash that screenshot button.
Smash that screenshot button.
I think you've got to double click the.
Can you seriously? Can you stop with the innuendo?
You can double click the X and then push Y, and it takes a screenshot.
Excellent. So
there you go. That's the most important feature that we need to talk about.
Okay, there are other features that they've thrown in there. They've thrown in the upload app has been kind of overhauled, so you can upload your screenshots. They've added in suggested friends, share your name, so you got real names like you got on the PS4, and then you got spam reporting is easier on the Xbox One too. This stuff already existed on the PS4 from day dot, but if you're an Xbox One owner, fuck yes, have the features, enjoy the features, enjoy, because this shit should be there. So rejoice that now you have something that you were missing. Ish. It's still good news. It's good news. Nigel's dancing. Look, hang on a second. Keep dancing, Nigel. Keep dancing, Nigel. I'll get ready for the next story. So, this is our final story.
No, you're just looking wrong.
Okay, fair enough. So we'll move on to our final story, and the final story is a PS4 story, and this is something that comes to interpretation. So I'll tell you what the story is first, yeah, and then I'll tell you why I think that you need to make sure that you interpret this correctly. Okay, so Analyst has popped out the old woodwork, as they do, because investors and stuff, and it's coming up for the end of the financial years for this, that, and the other, and people need to make money from stocks and shares and stuff. And he looked at the PS4 and he says, hey, if the PS4 currently keeps going on, and by 2018 it'll have 23 million more consoles than the Xbox One, which, you know, is a fair thing if you're using regressive analysis, just picking out those trend lines and seeing that.
That's not a huge amount.
No, it's not a huge amount, but it is a significant amount, considering at the moment PS3 is at about 18.5 million, and Xbox One is at 12.4 million shipped. Guys, yes. Remember, shipped.
So that's a 6 million gap, and what they're saying is that it's not going to increase really that much year on year, is it?
Well, no, because the gap will get wider. Yeah, 23 million console gap is a lot. Yeah. That's like all of the Wii U's at the moment.
Yeah.
That's all. We haven't picked on it. Yeah, actually, I think I might prefer picking on Nintendo to Microsoft. I do like Nintendo. They do own my childhood when it comes to gaming. But that's 23 million is quite a lot. So it's like it goes like this. Yeah, you hear news like this. You're a game developer or game publisher. Yeah, you think right. Okay, so it's 23 million. If I want to bring out a new IP and I'm planning on bringing out multiple versions, so 1, 2, 3, and 4 of Gareth chases a dog or something, yeah, I'm going to hedge my bets around the PS4 because at the moment... What the fuck? Who didn't switch their phone off?
Me, sorry. Ah!
You penis!
Oh, he's looking at Korean porn again.
Again, North Korean porn or South?
Probably North.
If it's North Korean,
That's
you get Kim Jong-un's head on every one of the people in it. It's disturbing. How can anyone masturbate to that?
Really?
He was in North Korea recently, so
Yeah, he was in North Korea.
he not only brought his hard drive out, he brought something else as well.
Yeah. Spyware. Anyway, so what was I saying? Yeah, so if I was developing a game and I was looking to the future of the consoles, I know that the PS4 is going to have the biggest install base, yeah? And that's where I'd be going. So that's one thing that you take from it. The other thing that you take from it is that's only if it stays the way it is, yeah? So that's pretty much telling Microsoft as a company, pull your fucking finger out, get better software, reduce the price of your hardware to make and manufacture so you can get a bit of margin on it, yeah? And then at the same time that also says to PlayStation, don't rest on your fucking laurels because now Microsoft know that they've got to work harder. So if they're working harder, the number 2 usually works harder than the guy in the lead. So
yeah,
you now have to sort out your stuff. And I know that Sony's strength comes through the manufacturer, and we are going to get a reduced price PS4. It won't. I don't know if it'll be the Slim or this, that, and the other. But given the price of the components has dropped because they used off-the-shelf components, which sounds really crappy when you start off because you want all the custom bits and stuff that sounds really cool. But having the off-the-shelf stuff, the price of those components has dropped. Yeah. Think about CPUs. Yeah. Think about if you were to buy an i7 this time last year and now. You're going to see a drop in price. They're going to have the same thing, so they can make more money on their console. There's going to be a price drop on the PS4. Yeah, don't know when, don't know what it is. All these rumours of the drop in this, that, and the other. They're going to do it because they're going to try and squeeze Microsoft as hard as they can, if they're sensible, and try and capture as much of the market as possible. So you've got this too. So it comes in things. It says if you're a developer, time to look at this as your big install base. If you're Microsoft, yeah, time to pull your fucking fingers out. If you're Sony, yeah, Microsoft should be pulling their fingers out and chasing up, getting those extra bits of software, sorting out their hardware and bits, yeah. We've seen adverts for console developers, yeah. It's not a console developer, it's a guy redeveloping the Xbox One console to make a smaller, slimmer, cheaper version to manufacture. Because there's no point building another console at this point in time. So we know this stuff is going to happen, and we know that Sony's bits have come back down. This is good news for us as consumers because this means cheaper stuff, more games, bigger install things. People get competitive. They'll be throwing special offers left, right, and centre. Services will be getting better as long as they sort the fucking PSN and bloody Xbox Live. And I have no idea why these fucking things haven't been up as much as they should do. This is going to be cool.
I think so. Yeah, I think it's definitely a good time to be a consumer.
You have to excuse me, I kind of went off on a bit of a rant. But yeah, it's novel. And Keith, have you stopped looking at your Korean porn?
Yes, sorry.
North Korea. You looked at South Korean porn now.
Yeah.
Okay. Just remember to switch the volume down. Keep the frapping to a minimum.
Sorry.
Anyway, I think it's time for a shameless plug. Okay, hang on a second. No, I'm doing this. Ready? Keith. Plug a podcast.
We have 2 podcasts a week. We have...
No, plug it better.
You're a twat. Right.
He's been up for sleep. He's been up for sleep for the whole thing. I'm picking on him.
We have 2 podcasts a week. We have the audio version of this, which is out on a Monday, and then we have the Geek Corner, which is out on a Thursday, where we talk about all things geek. So yeah, you can get us on Player FM, which is our favourite. And if you can't get us there, you can get us on iTunes, Stitcher, and all good podcast directories.
Or direct from our website.
Which is where, Nige?
www.gamingfacepunch.com.
Nice
Just
one,
go
Nige.
/blogs.
Yeah.
Yes. Don't look at the rest of the stuff because we're going to make that look sweet and super and sexy and bits. Yeah. And you're going to love it. It's going to be like candy. Anyway, Nige, plug the YouTube channel and don't forget the most important thing that's happened to us recently.
We have a YouTube channel and it's great. We have just hit 100 subscribers, and if you've been listening on the podcast and you come over and subscribe to us, thank you very much. We really, really are happy about this. Thanks for your support. We are making a we've made a video to say thanks, which we'd like for you to go over and watch. Hopefully that'll be released maybe later today or possibly tomorrow. And if you're listening to this on the podcast, it will be ready when you listen to this now. On our YouTube channel, we have Let's Plays, Let's Play Badlies, gaming reviews, gaming roundups, like the one you're listening to now. So pop over there, hit those like buttons on the videos, and smash that subscribe button in the face.
Thank you. We have social media too. We have Twitter, Facebook, and Google+. Please come follow us on Twitter, message us. We love engaging with you guys. If you're going to criticise us, please try and keep it fair and just, and we'll listen to it. We don't mind criticism. Actually, we're up for a bit of criticism at the moment. But yeah, please do. If you're email us for news stories or anything like that, or you just want to tweet us something that looks fun, or follow us on bits or play kind of games or ask for collabs, just pop onto either Twitter, Facebook, or Gaming Face Plus. Gaming Face Plus! Yeah! Google+, yes. Drop us a line. We'll get back to you as soon as we can. May not be immediate, but yeah, we'll engage with you guys. We want to play things. We've met some lovely people online, and we'd like to meet more because you guys have been pretty fucking awesome. I'll be frank with you. So,
thank you.
Are we going to take a bye now? Bye bye. Bye bye, everybody.
Bye bye.
Keith, fly.
Bye bye. See, that's how you do it.
That's how you do it. No, watch the 100 subscribers video. Nigel will show you how it's done correctly.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, but the long and short of it is Nigel does not have the space in his cupboard to do a proper bye-bye. So, I've been Gareth from Gaming Face Punch. This has been the Roundup for Week 7. It hasn't been a good one, but we made the most of it. So, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And we will catch you later. Say goodbye, Nige.
Bye-bye.
Say goodbye, Keith.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Go on, say it.
Nigel, fly.
Nige.
Bye. Bye. Bye.